4.
I'm so that touched my cervix.
Episode 4. How are you guys liking this? How do you guys like this wig? Do you love how it's the 24th century and we still can't invent a wig place that doesn't
Wig? This is my hair.
Episode 4. Yeah. So that happened. What happened, Matt?
So episode 4, what the fuck happened?
Let's check my tricorder, by the way. Yes, L-Cars. Oh, that's her. Yeah, that was a picture of her, really. No, L-Cars display thanks to the Total Launchers.
The future engineers of Starfleet.
NTSC, I think, is the people that make it, and I do have, indeed, the Galaxy Z floor, and yes,
Do you
I
think
am
they are really like time travelers and they just like giving us actual Starfleet technology?
Samsung?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just the one.
I mean, I feel like my phone is a phaser the way it heats up. It hasn't blown up yet.
What?
No bewilderment.
You shut up. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth, because let me tell you directly. Season 3, episode 4 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds was potentially the Star Trek episode that was made specifically directly
Wait, is this
for
the
me.
what?
Space Adventure Hour.
Yeah.
And can I just tell you, please,
I'm gonna let you have this one.
when I tell you that it is perfect, from start to finish, it's perfect. When I tell you, when I saw that intro, that very, very first episode, that, or the very, very first opening where it was the fake, like, Star Trek parody. First of all, Orville found bald and scalped. Like, Orville found literally face up in a tub of its own feces. No one can do a Star Trek parody now because Star Trek has parodied itself. First of all, with Lower Decks, and now this. Yeah. And let me just say that the idea and the execution of every single thought, I just thought was so well executed. All of the people that played holodeck versions of themselves, and we didn't get the crew as a holodeck. We got it on, but we got all of the actors we know, we love, we're familiar with, in entirely different characters.
Playing like meta Star Trek actors and producers and writers and creators,
and kind of drawing on from some of the drama that
some of the drama,
original series. And
that was the most interesting stuff in the episode for me.
It was fabulous. What I loved was La'an's American accent.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
What did you think? Did you like it was very once it started, and
I guess it didn't even like register for me initially, like when she started doing it.
Amelia.
So I guess that's a good.
Yeah, that's great.
Christina Chong. I guess
and
that's
then,
a good compliment.
What's her name that plays Nurse Chapel is Australian, and I think
she did her Australian accent, right?
She did a different accent than her own. I think
interesting.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll have to interview her.
Jess Bush, yes.
Jess Bush.
Yes.
Great. And we get a even more meta version of Spock, who's a hologram. And then we see, listen, I understand it. I understand that Spock is a himbo. I understand
in this, yes.
Spock is being passed around like fair twin trick.
Spock is community
torpedo.
Community Contra. He's inside of everybody.
And he do be mind-boggling a lot of people. Yeah, he do. He
is mind-melding a lot of people in this season.
A lot of people. And
men, women, everybody. Spock is the ultimate vibe.
But no, Space Adventure Hour was amazing. It was perfect. It was brilliant. It was amazing. I loved what's her name's death. Una at the beginning. Silly little
on the couch. On the
loved every single second of it. Loved the dance that closed the episode. Loved the speaking while grabbing the thigh and doing a little dip, and then
so you're into the La'an and Spock, the La'an?
Not really.
Yeah,
but I loved that episode. La'an also smiled. Speaking about trauma from the born.
Yes, she's becoming alive.
They're giving her, the writers are giving her the ability to be happy.
To be, yes.
And
For season 1 and 2, it was very, like, she couldn't really, I feel like she started to kind of come into her personality more after that time travel episode.
Yeah, I would agree.
My thoughts on the episode are a little bit less enthused. I was really actually looking forward to this episode because it looked from the outside in, looking at the trailers and things like that, it looked like it was going to be very Clue-esque. So I was excited to see all of the crew like interact in this setting. You know, a killer is on the loose, things like that. But in the actual episode, it's really just La'an interacting with holographic facsimiles.
With an AI. AI training.
Yeah, using the crew's images.
Yeah.
So it's really just her, and then she solves the mystery in 10 minutes. And then the computer adapts and creates a new mystery. Like I was saying, I think the most interesting stuff is the them pulling in things that actually happen behind the scenes and different personalities that helped make the show what it is, and inserting them into the characters and kind of knowing who's who. Like, they had a Gene Roddenberry proxy, they had a Lucille Ball proxy, which was Una. So that was interesting. I just felt like the show is becoming a little too up its own butt. Like, I think I can see why people really love the speech that Uhura gives about Star Trek. But it just felt kind of like flat to me. It felt like somebody is trying to convince me that something is great, and I'm already watching it because I know it's great. And it just was like, okay. So I was just like, we didn't need that. But, you know, I don't know. You know what my honest feeling when I was watching the episode? I knew I was not into the episode when I had to force myself to put the phone down. Because I was bored. I was honestly bored. The mystery gets solved in 10 minutes. We've seen holodeck goes awry 8 million times. And this is another overall issue I have with Strange New Worlds. There's nothing strange. There's nothing new. It's just old and familiar. It's tired, girl. Like, they are not bringing anything strange or new. It's familiar and old. It's, you know, okay, greatest hits. Let's put in another tape. That's what it's given. And it's not even, like, when they tape these tropes, they don't even do something fun, in my opinion, and exciting. It's okay. With them, it's like, oh, the holodeck is malfunctioning. Work.
But they had that whole cute little banter. That whole cute little banter.
I mean, it leads to that romance that I also don't like. So I'm like, what?
Not even that. No, but Scotty and Uhura. And Scotty.
That was cute. You know what? That also was the best part of the episode.
And Uhura was like, I knew immediately. That was adorable.
Now, I'm saying there are parts of this episode I liked, and that is one of them.
Their interaction was fucked for the mansion.
The mansion was it looked maybe a location.
You would have to think.
Yeah, but it was gorgeous.
It was
costuming, set, production, overall, the show is gorgeous.
Yes.
But I'm just overall feeling at this point in the season that it was just flat.
But what you cannot deny, the end credits of that episode, where that bitch falls through the view screen.
It was cute.
I was in stitches. I was on the floor, cry laughing.
Baby, I was on another floor walking away. Yeah. And I watched Star Trek all my life, and that's maybe why I'm so disappointed. I liked season 1. I liked season 2 of Strange New Worlds. I even liked the musical. I think I'm just burnt out on these gimmick episodes with Strange New Worlds. Seeing that we only have 10 episodes per season, and every episode seems like the production is putting the gimmick, like, this is the spooky mystery episode, this is the zombie episode, ahead of the actual story and plot and how it's going to affect these characters. I think that's secondary for them in this season. I don't feel like anything is being said philosophically. That's what Star Trek has been known for. It's commentary on our society, where we are, and, like, we're 4 episodes in, and what have they said? Zombies and such? Not really anything. A hologram malfunctioning? What is the takeaway? Star Trek is great? Okay, but, like, don't just tell me, show me why it's great. Like, and referencing itself is not just gonna make it great. You know, like, it feels like it's resting on itself. It's like, I've already done the work. I'm just gonna give you nostalgia bits and gimmicks now.
And that's fine.
I mean, and I think if we had other Star Treks concurrently running like we usually do, I could go over here and get that flavor. I even went back and started watching Discovery season 2. Yeah, because I was not getting my taste quenched by this show.
Well, yes. No, I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying, but I do still think that it is making similar points still in abstraction.
Come on, abstraction.
Yeah, you know, that about, you know, humans needing to do right by themselves, people needing to hold themselves accountable against them. My watch is out. Who am I? They are still, you know, they're playing the same old good goods, but they're still also saying the same old philosophies that also I think need to be re-said for the people that shit on Discovery so hard. True. So this is them both one-upping them and then rephrasing that exact same, like, what they now call woke conversation into a packaging that's a little bit more familiar than for them.
I think this one is the most digestible show. Yeah. And I think that's because they play it safe all the time. You know, also notice how like there's no real queer representation in the show, and I think this show is a direct response to the vitriol Discovery had. Yes. Because of that. Well, and I think they are playing it safe to a certain degree because they want this to be a successful show. It costs a lot of money. I get it, but it's not hard to see the blatant changes and things that are not in the show that could be. Like Christine was said to be bi in season 1 in a line of dialogue. We ain't talked about it since.
Okay, so it's episode 4. Closing points.
Bored.
Loved. Season 5. Nope. Oh, I can't do that.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Now we're gonna move on to episode 5 through the lens of time. What did you think about this?
Loved it. Crazy. Weird. What is this blood door? What?
Anyway.
So, yes, love it. Okay, yes. Alright, so we get
this episode.
We get eye plucking. We get blood. We get temples that are non-Euclidean.
We get possession. We get strange Gorn-like creatures that are not the Gorn.
Balls.
They're balls. Balls in a hole.
Balls in a hole.
Crystallized. Trey didn't like the session.
So she had done crystallized.
He done crystallized. She done crystallized. So there was that crystal figure in that one chamber, and it had a light sign, but we don't know why it had a light sign.
Also, video drones. We got video drones.
We got drones. We got
Pelia.
We got cute Hispanic twinks.
Pelia.
We got Pelia. We got Spock with a little goggles standing over a hole with his legs spread.
What?
Yeah, when he looked in the hole, he saw the orders.
Yeah, I guess he had those little goggles. But no, we had Pelia literally, first of all, eating for the camera. And then we had her say the heebie-jeebies. And then
she did say heebie-jeebies.
And then she shot the guy. She did!
Pelia don't suffer the ill fool. Nope. She don't have time for the bullshit.
She didn't make it to 5,000.
She was like, look, I didn't live this long playing games with y'all. Like, I'ma just... No. It's time to go.
Then we get the fist fight between Captain Patel.
Oh, yes. Which was like...
she's doing the body work.
Yeah, she's flying across the room. And then she threw him into... Well, somebody got thrown into
and he looked at her with no eyes and said, you.
Yes. There was animosity. There was history. There was
so good.
I hate you on site. It was on site.
So good.
Yes.
So good. Yeah. I loved it.
So then that raises all these questions about what is going on with Patel.
Yes. What's going on?
What's going on?
It has nothing to do with that planet or those people, of course. Or those orbs. Or any accumulation of effort against them. Right?
Right.
Anyway.
They look so good, right? Like, I did really like that alien, that design. Too bad you don't really see them again.
Yeah, he got.
Yes. Also, question, knowing what we know from the finale, not to jump ahead, but he freaks out as soon as he sees the statue through the drone camera and runs. He books it. So I wonder what was it? We never really find out specifically what made him like freak the fuck out. It was like he saw that statue, and maybe he knew what the statue was guarding, and that's what made him scared. And he was like, because he said something like evil something, and then ran. So maybe he knew what the statue was there to protect.
Yes.
And he was like, I
Yes.
can't be a part of this bullshit.
Yes. Well, then also all of his, let's say, colleagues, species mates, not to, again, jump to finale last chapter, their eyes out.
But were they the same species?
I think so.
They look so different. Right? I don't know. Some nerd will tell us.
Y'all tell us.
Yeah.
We don't care about the show.
I think you care more than I do. No, I do love Star Trek. Let me not, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, we both do.
Yeah. People are going down. They're going to be in the comments like,
Fake fans.
right, for real. For real. Who are these women? They don't even like the show.
This gorgeous, young, new vibe.
Very young. He's 23.
Episode 6. Episode 6. Episode 6.
Episode 6.
Was that another silly one?
I feel like it was. They all was silly. No, was that the Celeste who chases his tail? Was that directly?
That was not silly. You are correct.
Okay. That was probably my favorite episode of this season. And the previous one will be a second. I like the heavy. I like that. I wanna be spooked. I wanna be scarred. I wanna have some emotionality.
Yes.
I don't wanna feel like the show is manipulating me to have a reaction. And that's what I've been feeling with the previous episodes.
Yes.
This, I just naturally had a reaction because things were actually being said in the narrative. They were talking to something. They were speaking to a point. So yeah, I fuck with this one. Was it perfect? No, but it's probably by far the best one in my opinion of the season.
It was amazing. That ship design.
The ship design.
The
So,
flying
What do you think about that? Do you like the skullish kind of? It looks like some biker gang's ring or something.
I think I am the Flying Dutchman.
Because when I first saw it, the absolute departure from anything that we know
Ever seen.
in Star Trek as far as the ship design freaked me out.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. It spoke so much to what we did not know what we were about to see coming. Because it is
because they don't show it immediately.
Mm-mm.
There's like 3 scenes before you really see it.
Yes. But also I think that even goes to like the fact that it came from human. Like that's like something of our nightmares. Like
I wonder why they got to that shape. Or how?
Well, you have to imagine that they must have like found like proto-Vulcans, or not proto, early Vulcans, early Klingons, maybe that people that didn't have as much great defenses, or maybe they even made alliances with other species that were out there.
Maybe.
Got a bunch of tools, got a little
because these were like humans that launched in like
right after
the World War III era.
Right after World War III.
Yeah. So
and
I think they saw some weird shit. I bet they saw some weird shit that like traumatized them because they in the episode they see Pike, they know that they're going up against humans, and they don't really hesitate. Well, he does that one.
I guess he does.
hesitate.
I guess he does.
You know what? Because they do recognize them, but ultimately it doesn't stop them. Yeah.
Because it's not like they have been this weird ship for centuries and they don't know that Starfleet exists.
Yeah.
You know?
They have to. It can be the first starship to be lost to this thing.
Right. And it was really intense. I also thought that was really interesting, thinking about a universe design perspective.
Mm-hmm.
When we got that epic scene where the Reliant, or it's not the Reliant.
The Farragut.
Where the Farragut, it was this...
The USS! The USS! Boy with the limp wrist. We can say it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We have gay friends.
Yeah.
No, we see that whole episode finally build up to this awesome scene where it's not a fight. You can't fight this thing.
You can't, yeah.
You literally
have to outsmart
eject your engines while it's trying to grab you.
Eject all
and
over
then But then...
They did.
But then you see the thing that was like inside of it. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! And
I was waiting for you to get to that.
Ow.
What do we see, girl? What do we see?
The TARDIS.
The what?
The TARDIS.
The who?
The tiny little blue telephone box from...
With who in it? Doctor? No, that was some fan recognized it on Threads when I saw it. for the first time the next day, and I was like, "You're lying." I was like, "This
And then
can't
I
be
watched
real."
the back.
And it was clear, and it was
clear.
there.
It was
the
there.
whole time they were stuck up in there.
Uh-huh.
So, and this is not the only like canon Doctor Who reference this season, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. And can I just say, I can't wait to see it. Let's do it with this Doctor, please.
Well, I feel like that's gonna be hard. See you quit the show. You didn't know that? Oh, well, I'm sorry to break the news. Yeah, Ncuti has booked it, honey. That's why they had to reshoot the finale of that most current season because he said he didn't want to do it anymore for reasons. So, which is really disappointing. But let's not get off track. We'll have a confab about this later. I'm sorry to tell you this now.
Yeah. Episode 7?
Yeah, let's just move on. Episode 6 was great. I really liked it.
It was great. And no, what I was
But
thinking
you
about
also-
the ship design was that it looked like a Constitution core. Did you notice that? When
No,
it
I
finally
didn't
blew up
notice
and
that.
all we saw the debris, it looked like a Constitution core, but instead of the Starfleet registry, it had a flag.
It had the flag.
And I'm not going to jump into it, but we are going to do a review series on the animated series.
Okay.
And when we watch it, I know this from other recap shows on YouTube that there was an episode in the animated series where they found a lost old Earth ship, pre-warp Earth ship that looked exactly like a Constitution class. So I wonder if they were doing like a little bit of like a nod to that.
To nod to that. Maybe. It's possible.
But yeah, that was a really intense episode.
Good.
Those last 5 minutes.
You also get a lot of the TOS crew on the Farragut together.
Yes.
I think you get all of them together. And a tease of what that will become.
What that crew will be.
And you get to really see Spock and Kirk lift each other up. Mostly Spock lifting Kirk out of his like panic attack.
Literally.
Yeah, because Kirk is this is early Kirk, so he doesn't have
this
together. Yeah, so they had to boost him up. But yeah, this episode's great.
Yeah.
Episode 7.
But you know what? We don't get any lighter in the next episode. We don't get any happier.
What's in this episode?
Not happier.
The vibes, not happier for how I felt about the episode, and also not a happy vibe.
No, quite dull, quite upsetting.
Very dull, very...
Not dull, like it, there wasn't anything happening.
There was things happening, but I felt disinterested in the things that were happening, and also slightly offended.
I wasn't disinterested, I was actually really compelled by the episode.
Okay.
I can't lie. The fact that we got
Do you want to
this-
set up the framework? Oh, okay.
Yes, because we finally get the documentary.
Yeah.
We finally get the documentary. So we get a really cool bunch of interview sessions where, honestly, I think, for as kind of an aggravating character as I understand Ortega's little brother to be, he plays a very valuable mouthpiece for a lot of modern conversations that are being had right and around now about like just any militant government, any arm of anything, because it's just like you hear about all of these people following orders and they are difficult and they are complicated and these people are sacrificing their own morals and ethics, but also they're not trying to
go against it.
Right, and in fact they're trying to find solutions to this stuff, and unfortunately sometimes
they don't.
Or it has to be following the wishes of a genetically modified gorgeous alien thing that is so fucked up in the head because
it's just like
species.
Take me out.
It's like I can't go because if I go, my children will become like this. It was so upsetting.
Yeah.
And the alien design was brilliant.
It was gorgeous. It was giving Mothra.
It was Mothra. It was so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It was so painful. So essentially, the TLDR is that the Enterprise is conscripted to basically move this biological weapon of war, which is a living creature that could annihilate an entire fleet, because another side had lost, admittedly, a lot of people.
Yeah,
Trillions.
and they also don't go too much into the details of different factions in this war and why Starfleet is helping one over the other.
That's true.
And I wish they did give a little bit more context to that, because context does matter, especially in these scenarios, especially when you're dealing with the heroes doing ethically questionable things, like moving a living weapon of war across space. And this weapon was made a weapon in a lab by this faction by abusing it, torturing it, and also putting some kind of like manipulation collar on it, like a shock collar. And they literally try to activate the shock collar in the episode, but it's damaged and then like the other faction comes to try and take out the creature and things like that.
It's crazy.
It wants to like basically end its life. And then all throughout it, this documentary is happening in the background, and Ortegas's brother, he's trying to ask these very like broad, heady questions, like how is Starfleet not a military versus what they say to be, which is like a scientific armada, and when does it stop being like this like force that it can be used for destruction, because a Starfleet ship has tons of
abilities to just
like decimate a planet. So, you know, and like the end does not really leave you with any satisfiable questions. I felt like these questions were too big for this script to answer or attempt to, because it really doesn't.
It hit hard.
It doesn't really like live up to the thesis. It says, here's these questions, think about them, but by the end of it, Uhura basically shames him into not wanting to follow through with getting the answers. Which I also didn't like, because now you're using this character who has a lot of historic goodwill to shame and tell somebody how they should feel. And like, hey, you feel this way about Starfleet because your sister got hurt. And like, the character never really speaks up for himself in that moment.
That is true. And
never really quite says, yes, this is why or how and blah, blah, blah. It's like he's just told how he feels. And then that's it. And I'm like, that's not really a good story. One, he has no emotional catharsis. Two, he doesn't get to speak for himself.
That's fair.
She feeds him his feelings. And to have Uhura do that was just like kind of weird. It kind of becomes this propaganda piece for Starfleet. She basically says at the end, Starfleet is great because the people in it are great. Well, girl, how do we know that? If I'm a citizen in the Federation and I feel like Starfleet is opening up, say, my planet that I live on to like danger, and they sign this treaty, and all of a sudden I'm left on the wrong side of this borderline, I wouldn't think everything Starfleet was doing was great. I would want some answers. And I feel like the answers they try to give really don't, even in universe, don't really do anything.
I mean, they never really get satisfactory answers. Lucky.
Yeah, no. But at least that was complicated and real.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
This is just kind of
like...
This
is one episode. This, we didn't really have a lot of time to talk. And you know what? I'm sad now. I'm sad.
It's just like, but this is indicative of Strange New Worlds. They bring up really interesting conversations and then walk out the room. They're like, let's talk about this. Bye. That's how I feel.
If you changed my opinion of this show, no.
It's just very surfacey.
I love
it. And that's okay. That's okay. But I'm like, don't start with something deep and then be like, you know what? I ain't got the time.
But you know what is deep?
Thanks for watching our review of episodes 4 through 7 of Strange New Worlds Season 3.
Wow, we are really getting deep into the meat of the season.
Firing it up like a can of Spam.
Anyway, how did you guys feel about these episodes? Sound off in the comments below.
Tune in next week for our review of episodes 8 through 10.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. That helps us out a lot.
All socials for the show and our host will be below.
See you in Observation Lounge 2 next week.